Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be when they don't matter to you any longer. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So I'm referring to the narcissists and the narcissist in the past, but not exclusively them. You see, I'm also referring to fly monkeys and anybody that at one point in your life, let's say, challenged you, and perhaps you held on to a grudge or you held on to a not good emotion or feeling. When you let these things go and you process them and you wrap your head around exactly who these individuals are, these people are actually the broken people. It's not you. At one point you were broken. I was certainly broken. I was broken to my core. But again, here I am. I am paying it forward and educating people and helping people get across the bridge. Focusing on the thumbnail when they don't matter to you any longer or anymore. What that means is, first of all, the narcissistic abusive cycle was broken. You are out of the relationship or you are looking to exit it. And when you do that, when you get out of it, whether you were discarded or if you remove yourself on your own, things begin to get more and more clear for you. Things get lighter. Doors open up for you, and I cannot emphasize that anymore. There are so many people I work with during one-on-one sessions. Their lives have completely been transformed and changed for the betterment. You see, when I first met these individuals years ago, many of them, they were broken like I was. They were not in a good space. They couldn't wrap their head around what narcissism was and how, for example, their spouse couldn't love them and doesn't think like them and didn't want the best things for them. Or maybe it was their mom and they couldn't wrap their head around why they were invited to events or Christmases or barbecues and things, and they were the scapegoat. They were the person who was being blamed or being put down. Well, the reason why there is because the narcissist, i.e. in that case, your mom, she knew exactly which buttons to press to make you upset and to ruin these events. Or maybe it was a sibling that you couldn't quite get along with and you kept on loaning them money or giving them money or supporting them. And they kept on playing the victim, saying, oh, you have so much money, you've made it, I haven't, just give me some of your money. And you slowly gave them money throughout maybe most of your life once you got established. And then you realize that all you are to them is an ATM. They don't care about you. They care about what you provide. So when these people and other people that perhaps aren't even narcissists, when these people, you actually process who they are and that what they're trying to do is take your energy, take your time, take your money, take your emotions, take anything they can from you, access to you, and they want to be an energy vampire and steal everything from you. Now, they don't want to do it all at once. They want to do it usually under the radar, a little bit here, a little bit there. Just like the narcissistic abusive cycle, it doesn't just happen in one day. It usually is an insidious relationship that you fell prey into the relationship with the narcissist because, first of all, you didn't have boundaries. Second of all, you didn't know narcissism exists. And third of all, you were believing that that individual, that person, they thought like you did because you believed the words that they said. And then you figured out eventually their actions don't match their words. And then, of course, you went down the rabbit hole of discovery after you were in the devaluation stage, which was the longest part of the relationship. As the thumbnail mentions, when these people don't matter to you any longer, when they don't matter to you anymore, this is growth. This is absolutely abundance. Now, many of you may be saying, well, what are you talking about, Andrew? It's so challenging. I'm still stuck in it. I understand. I was in it too. It took me 2 years and 2 days isolated during a pandemic to process so many things in a condensed period of time when your average human being didn't have to go through what I went through. You see, your average human being, let's say right now, they didn't have to wear a mask. They didn't have to be isolated. There was no curfew. They weren't left for dead on the side of the road like I was with a mountain of credit card debt, detached retina, couldn't walk. All my social circle blew up and on and on. But that's, again, for a live speaking engagement. What I'm sharing is that we all have circumstances. We have all gone through the narcissistic abusive cycle. Some of us are still going through it right now. Maybe it is a sibling or parent, which you can't quite cut the ties with them yet. But this video is to let you know you can still love these people from afar. You can still love your mom. You can still love your siblings. You can still have respect for your neighbors, whomever these people are, if you wanted to. But you need to know that these people won't change. The only thing that will change is you and your actions and what you do and don't allow in your life. Going backwards, when you were in the narcissistic relationship, you didn't have the tools. You did not know what you were up against because you weren't taught this in school. There was no school class called Narcissism 101. And ironically, that's what my channel was originally going to be called years ago. And I changed it to NARCDAILY, You Are Not Alone, because again, The night I picked up my first camera and created a video called Glad You Made It, which was on March 31st, 2021, almost 5 months to the day of me being discarded, I had had enough. And I realized that the only thing that was going to change was myself, and I needed to take action. Nobody was going to knock on my door because no one had knocked on my door for those 5 months after I got discarded. Nobody checked in on me. Not one person. What happened is I had to figure out, and it took me a while to figure this out, that if I wanted to exist on this planet and to be able to pay it forward, I would have to do many things. One, I would have to take action. Two, unfortunately, I had to go through the dark night of the soul, which changed me forever. That's for a whole different video that I created. Drop comments below if you know what I'm talking about. But number three, I had to process childhood wounds. I had to heal. I had to learn and identify and understand that so many people in my life, not exclusive to the narcissistic relationship, they didn't have my best interest at heart. They identified rather quickly when they met me that I was an empath, or a kind, loving person, or naive, if you will, or I didn't have boundaries, or I was a yes person. All these things that I mentioned on the channel, they were me. They are not me now. Now I am healed. Now I am galvanized. Now I am in the third version of myself, the most strongest galvanized version possible known to humankind. Remember, there are three versions of you. There's the version of you before you met the narcissist. There's the version of you when you were in the narcissistic relationship and you were being hoodwinked and kept in that narcissistic fog and devalued, and you were working to get back to the euphoric/love bomb stage, which you never really accomplished. And then the third version of you, after you have healed and after you have reached that pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, that's when you've gone through the growth. That's when you've had to have all the nights alone crying. That's when all the nights you had to figure out why me. That's when all the nights you had to be isolated by yourself and at times thinking that you should not be exactly where you were, but in fact the truth is you were exactly where you were meant to be. Side note there, right now many of you watching the video, you may not be in a good space. The holidays are here and maybe perhaps your relationship ended recently and you're thinking to yourself, wow, I really am missing the narcissist, or I'm missing what once was. The truth of the matter is each and every day you get further and further away from the narcissistic relationship, and the narcissist and flying monkeys specifically, the more you will heal. The more your mind will get clear, the more you will be able to identify that that was the most challenging and toxic relationship you've ever been a part of, and you should want nothing to do with that. Having said that, perhaps you're still in the trauma bond, you're still caught up, and if you are, you're gonna have to do some work to break that, and it can and will happen. I did it. If I did it, you can do it. It will take time. It will take a mountain of work, but it will take perseverance, strength, commitment, action, fortitude, resilience, courage, and it will take, above all, patience. And when you do these things and you apply them and the tools I provide for you on the channel, you can get across that bridge where I am. My hope is each and every one of us get across to the abundance where the doors open, which I'll talk about in a moment. But if you're not there yet, continue moving forward each and every day and understand that all these people I'm talking about, not exclusive to the narcissistic relationship, when you put them aside and they don't mean anything to you, I am not suggesting that you don't want to have you don't want to think about people in a kind, loving way. I'm saying if people abandon you, or if people grab their popcorn and watch your life implode, or if people are toxic and you have identified that, or if their actions don't match their words, you really need to get the message. If not now, when? And the message is that most people don't think like you. Most people are envious of you. Most people are jealous of you, and many people want to be you. And all those mosts I would turn into manys, because many people, what they prefer to do is watch the drama, not only in their life unfold, but in other people's lives unfold. And this is exactly why people like to watch TV shows and movies and things, dramatic shows. Why? Because to them it's enticing and it gives them a thrill, and they can sit back literally on their couch and watch these shows or programs, movies, whatever they are, and they can say, wow, that's amazing. Like, I'm so glad that's not me, but yet they get the thrill of being in the movie, if you understand my point. The only difference between Hollywood and your life is just that. Hollywood is that. This is where they're paid actors to reenact scripts and to act in certain ways. Your life is your life. You need to really get the message. This is not a Hollywood script. So you need to give your energy to those loved and trusted ones around you. You need to give your time to people who reciprocate. You need to slow your life down and have the ability to sleep in if you want to, or to go for a walk, or to meditate, or journal, or create a new friendship, or fall in love again, or create a business, or take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book, do whatever you want to do, but you want to do it on your time. You don't want to be doing things on other people's time any longer. You did that in the narcissistic relationship. And once you process who the narcissist was, the inevitable path that happens with each and every one of us is we go down the rabbit hole of discovery with other people, and we usually begin with our immediate family members. Then we spread out to past romantic relationships or friendships. And then we go to our workplace, business relationships. Then we go to neighbors or people in communities or organizations or hobby groups we're part of. And then we identify who these people are. I'm not suggesting everyone on the planet is a narcissist. I'm saying that there are many people that you may think had your best interest at heart or have your best interest at heart. Nothing could be further from the truth. They're acting one way and they're doing something totally different. Maybe they're giving you backhanded compliments, or maybe they're bringing up something that happened 2 or 3 months ago or a year ago, and they keep peppering you by reminding you because to keep you stuck in that one mistake you made. Example, let's say you were late for work one day and you're an hour late, and the narcissistic boss or the workplace bully, the person you work with and or for, they won't let you forget that. And it's a year later and it didn't even really matter. That was one day, you're late, traffic jam, whatever. But they keep on reminding you of that. Why are they doing that? Because they're insecure, they're cowards, they're bullies. And at one time, that 1 hour being late for work, that affected you because maybe you thought you were going to lose your job, and maybe you were new at the job and you were nervous. Well, it makes sense. That's what we all go through. But this toxic workplace bully won't leave you alone. They keep bringing it up to remind you. And that is something that's hanging over your head, and it shouldn't be. So why I'm mentioning that is all these relationships that you will be discovering or going through, you're going to find out when you really heal that your inner circle will become extremely small. And that is not a mistake. It's not an accident. It's not a coincidence either. It will be that way because these people have proven themselves to you. These people are in your corner. They have supported you, and they want your best interest at heart. They want you to succeed. They want you to grow. They want you to fall in love again. They want you to build relationships. They want you to be successful. All the things that the narcissist didn't want. Remember, the narcissist is a taker. They take, and take. And when they're done, what do they want to do? That's right, they want to take more. And they never think you will figure them out. They never think you're smart enough to deduce who they are and or were. They never think that you're going to get wise to their game. They never think you're going to identify the patterns of the narcissistic abusive cycle and how it affected you for a period of time. They never think you're going to heal. They think you're going to stay stuck in that low vibrational quagmire state where they exist. They really believe that. And many people, that's exactly what happens to them. It's not until they get their first light bulb moment, or they type in the browser, spouse won't talk to me, or they type in Google's or YouTube's certain keyword, and boom, up comes educational content to provide wisdom. And that is exactly what this channel was built on and is built for. My channel is meant to provide tools to help people out 24/7, no matter what country you're in, no matter what language you speak. These are nuggets of wisdom. Each and every message I create is meant to provide education for you from a real life individual, myself, who has gone through the cycle. But I've come through the other side, and I've risen through the ashes like a phoenix. My hope is that is you, and or it's about to be you. But when you understand that these people you're thinking about, when you put them in the past and you realize that they don't mean anything to you any longer, that's a great thing. It's liberating. It's freedom. It means when you get that text, hey, come on up and drive 8 hours for Christmas dinner this year, or whatever religious celebration you're going to celebrate, but you have to drive 8 hours as an example. And this year you're saying, no, I think I'm good. I think I will get my own friends or network or circle or whatever, and I will do my Christmas or holiday event by myself, or maybe I'll go to a neighbor's house, whatever I'll do. Or maybe I won't even celebrate it. I'll do whatever I want to do, but I'm not going to take that 8-hour car ride to go and sit right next to you when you're going to invalidate me and tell me how much I have not accomplished in life and how I should be doing so much better than my brother or sister, or how I'm a failure, or how you bring up something from the past from 10, 20, 30 years ago. And then what do I have to do? I probably leave that little holiday period of time a little early because it happened again. You see, the cycle went around again and again, and you took the bait one more time. You drove the 8 hours, you got your punishment, you went back, and the narcissist, let's say it's a family member, they got to knock you down a couple pegs one more year, and you felt horrible, and then you said, next year I'm not doing that, I'm not going to do that. But what happens? Well, January rolls around. Next thing you know, it's May. Next thing you know, it is August. Next thing you know, it's December again. And the same cycle continues because this person has broken you down again. Now, that is not a real life example with me. I'm just sharing with you. Understand your energy is valuable. It's priceless. Where you place your attention is where you place your energy. You're understanding that now. You're learning about that right now. And when people don't matter the way they used to you, it's not a negative thing. It is a massively positive thing. It's because you don't have to please people any longer. You don't have to do things you don't want to do. You don't have to accommodate other individuals just because you can. You need to become the educated empath, which is a video I created about 8 months ago. And what that is if you are an empath, and if you are or not, doesn't matter. I love you just the same. The point being is, if you are an empath, You now know that your empathy has been weaponized against you for years or decades or your whole life. And now post-narcissistic relationship, you still maintain that level of empathy, if not more, but you don't just give it away for free. You don't let energy vampires suck their dirty fangs into you and steal your beautiful bright light. Those days are long over. So when these people don't matter to you any longer, it's a sign of growth, of healing. It's a sign of fulfillment. It's a sign of recognizing where you have been and how far you've come. And you don't need to answer or explain yourself to anybody. This is the path. The path is right there in front of you. It's right in front of me. You need to really get the message that no matter what people say, good, fair, poor, indifferent, whatever they say about you, they can say that about you. What the truth is the truth is. You know the relationship you exited. You know the relationships you've been a part of. You know how much you've contributed. And back then, when you didn't know about narcissism, you were trying to explain and defend, and you were doing your best to spread yourself as thin as possible to help other people out. And that was not the solution. The solution was to go inward, to place your energy within yourself and to understand that, yeah, a lot of people will want your time. A lot of people will want your resources, but you don't need to give it to them these days. You give back to whomever you want to, whenever you want to, when your cup is full, not a minute sooner. And many times you won't be able to give back because you will need to unplug. And when I say unplug, that means there are times, and this is exactly how I live my life. There are moments in time, maybe sometimes nights, maybe a day or two, I will unplug. What that means is I will slow down my life, really slow it down. I will meditate. I will think about how far I've come, where I was 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago to this exact date, whatever date it is right now. And I will really understand I've come a long way. And you have too. But this is called fulfilling your promises, fulfilling your destiny, and really reflecting back on the past and understanding that that narcissistic relationship almost took you down for the count. It didn't. It failed. What it did is it created a superhuman, which is you. And it certainly is me, a person who now has boundaries, and we are healing and or have healed, and we can now pay it forward. That is what we do. So understand, when you're shedding these relationships, post-narcissistic relationship, it's a good thing. But when you've healed and you're doing these on purpose, it's a great thing. So understand the message. And when I said that, but what I meant was when the relationship ended, you didn't think you would pick yourself back up by the bootstraps and be able to dust yourself off. You did, but you did it by yourself because no one was there to help you out. No one was there to help me out. And then all these other individuals, all these people, mainly flying monkeys and people who were alleged friends, they didn't lift a finger to help you out or knock on your door. Same with me. That's when you had to take action, and that's what I did March 31st, 2021, when I created the original video on the channel called Glad You Made It. You should really check it out. The reason why I'm saying that is because I've come so far in a very short period of time, and you can too if you really want to do it and you really drown out the toxicity of the narcissist and the relationship and all those people in the past. It will happen. You're going to have to really focus on yourself though. So guys, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you. I love you all. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. I loved doing it so much. I love all my videos because I love to have the ability to share my wisdom and experiences with the community and with the planet. This one I love because I've been waiting quite a while to do it. And I may, if I have time, I may pop out another video today. But if not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you all. God bless you guys. I'm sending you a huge virtual hug. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. Bye, guys.